everybody, and welcome to Module 7. This module is going to be really exciting. We're going to dive into some research and create our research essays. So let's take the content link and scroll down until you get to Module 7, Writing on the World. Let's click on that module overview button to get an introduction to Module 7. You'll see here we are going to be thinking about why we cite, when we cite, and how we cite, all in an effort to become an ethical and effective information user and creator. So we're going to be using citations this week in our research papers. And so if you are still having some trouble with the APA format, you can, of course, reach out to me, reach out to our writing specialist, or go to the Writing Center at NLU, and they can help walk you through. Go ahead and click on that next button. You'll see under the Module Activities tab, you're going to be participating in a discussion and completing a milestone. So if you scroll down a little, you'll notice that there are all these additional writing resources. This will really help you to compose your research paper, and you should go through all of these links, read through them before you begin completing the discussion and the milestone for Module 7. If you scroll down just a little further, you'll see that there is a milestone rubric for our upcoming project. Just wanted to point that out to you. So let's dive in. Click on the next button, and you'll see Module 7, Discussion, Research Writing Practice. So what are you going to do for this particular discussion? You're going to scroll down until you see the blue highlighted link called Milestone for Outline. And you're going to complete only part 1 of this outline. So why don't you go ahead and click on the outline now so you have an idea of what you will be doing and required to complete. So if you take a look at part 1, you'll see that you are going to be thinking about a current event you're going to focus on for the research paper that you'll be writing. So this outline is going to begin to provide you with the resources that you need to create your research paper. So there's lots of different current events out there. I encourage you to watch the news if that's not something that you normally do. Maybe you already do that. If you are from a country other than America, and there are some issues going on in your home country that you want to talk about, feel free to talk about that. And then we're going to be linking that current event that you find out about to an abstract term. What does this mean? So let's say that you have recently watched the news and found out that Alabama is passing a law or has passed a law on in vitro fertilization, and that is not going to be allowed anymore. And so then your abstract term associated with that might be something like rights or justice or compassion or something that you think links to that current event. So that's just one example. Of course, there are many different things going on in the world. So, feel free to explore what's happening and think about abstract terms that would link to that event. And then you're going to, in this next box here, see how does the current event or issue you chose to focus on relate to your chosen abstract term? This is going to allow you to do some brainstorming. And as you'll see here, it has an example of the restriction on abortion and how this inhibits freedom. So freedom is the abstract term that's linked back to the current event. So that's just another example. So then if you scroll down on that worksheet, you'll see that you're going to be including 3 sources, and you're going to be summarizing in your own words the main ideas from each of those 3 sources. Next, you'll be talking about how that main idea of the source is related to your thesis statement. So you should begin thinking about that thesis statement and thinking about how that main idea relates to it, because that's going to guide you through the paper, right? So you'll have your thesis statement with your main ideas, and then each main idea will become a topic sentence for each of the body sections of your paper. So then we have the table of evidence coming up next on this worksheet that you'll fill out. Here's where you'll have a chance to do the full APA citation. And then you will include one piece of evidence, a direct quote. And these things will all be going into your milestones. So you'll have the opportunity to fill out this worksheet, post it on the discussion board, receive some feedback from me and your peers before you begin writing that milestone, right? So you have one piece of evidence and then another piece of evidence in that section, and a piece of evidence that you would paraphrase. So we want to first quote and then paraphrase in this section, and that'll give you some practice on how to do both. And so it's important to point out that whenever you use information from an article or a book, you need to cite even after a paraphrase. So we don't only cite after quotations, we also cite after paraphrases and summaries, and that's called the in-text citation. That goes right after your quote, goes right after your paraphrase, or right after your summary. So that's in the body of the paper itself, and that then links us to your reference page. And that completes part 1 of this worksheet that you'll be submitting to the discussion board on Wednesday. And then you'll, of course, be responding to your peers by Sunday. You can go ahead and click the next button, and that'll take you to the research essay. And I just wanted to point out that, again, when you turn in your materials, you are turning in 3 things. You turn in the research essay, the process page, and the resource page. And that's all located in great detail in the fine print if you scroll down further. Some of you have been forgetting the resource page or the process page, and so that knocks off points. You can, of course, always go back and submit those if you've forgotten, and I usually will post a reminder in my feedback to you, but see if you can go ahead and get those things all posted. Some people post them in one document, some people post them as 3 separate documents, but just make sure you have all of those things completed before in order to complete this milestone 4. But I want you to scroll down a little further now and take a look at the fine print, because I want to point out to you that the essay is going to be longer for this research essay. It's a research essay. We're going to be including citations and looking at sources. So it's going to be 1,250 words. So that's a little longer than what we've been writing. That's usually about 5 double-spaced pages. And so then you can see that there is some additional resource for you here at the bottom. And then I'll also be posting a sample of this milestone later in the week so that you can take a look at what that finished product looks like. And so that pretty much wraps up what we're doing in Module 7. I look forward to our week together, and I hope everybody has a great week. As always, if you get confused or need help, please reach out to me.